Heather,
Hi.
Dan, me, Max, and Ryan. Max Schneider, Party Pupils.
Thank you for having us, guys.
All right.
Slay.
You know, your record guy is just wandering through my studio right now.
You know, getting a phone
The
charger.
interview starts. He doesn't clap. He doesn't do anything.
He's like,
You know, Bob, if you're not going to party, thank you. Thank
He's
you.
all business.
Max Schneider is here. Hello, sir.
Dude, good to see you.
You feeling good?
Yeah, I feel great.
You look really good.
You look really good.
No. You have the shoes on. I mean, these beautiful, they sparkle, they change colors.
I'm in the most recent phase of my life is a lot of sparkles. Due
Really?
to wife. She's into sparkles. I'm
Did you
into
dress the
sparkles.
wife? She's wearing matching
No.
pants.
Wife dresses
Wife
me.
dresses
She
him.
dresses. She's like, this is
okay.
the outfit you wear today.
Is that how it's going?
Pretty much, yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, your fashion has, not saying your fashion was ever bad. It's been brighter. It's been more, obviously more of a statement, I think, has been made.
Totally.
With what you've worn since marriage than before.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the nice thing about marriage is you just start to care way less about things you used to care about more. One of which was like the insecurity of like, oh, if I wear something weird, is that weird? And
Okay.
Nah, it's just nice.
Well, I feel like you always had the weirdness in you.
I
Like you would always dress kind of
always.
weird, but I think she totally
But not all the way.
Yeah,
like
she went
now,
balls to the wall.
Let's go, double sequence, whatever, like all that stuff.
Let's embrace this.
Exactly. I was like, just the line was there, and now I'm just like, woo, and I jumped over, and I feel good.
Any other pros to marriage life?
Just everything. I mean, it's just the best being married to my. I just love my wife. That's the fun thing.
That's
you know?
cute.
You got the love is beautiful.
Thanks,
It
man.
really, it's
And I love Ryan
inspiring.
too. Let's hold hands, Ryan.
Yeah, how do you feel, Ryan? Because
nice.
you were in the picture before Emily came in. Now you're kind of replaced.
No, well, yeah, in some ways, it's like I don't. There's certain things that it's nice that I don't have to worry about. Like Max getting into bed with me at night. It's getting a little. I was getting a little uncomfortable with that. Now it's like finally I'm like, oh, Emily, thank you so much for taking him off my hands.
That's good.
But sometimes he has a bad dream and he'll come into the hotel room and snuggle up.
Like, help me, Ryan.
Emily's like, get out of here. No, it's been great. I love Emily. I love this little team we got, and we travel and have a great time, and it's beautiful.
And you guys, you live the full life together. Like, she's with you on the road pretty much. Like,
yeah.
You don't spend much time apart.
Not really. No, we're about to spend a couple days apart, and space is good, but we're already with each other. I love you.
Oh, that was
But we have our little.
I mean, it was beautiful. It was gorgeous.
But we have a little dog named Wink who you've met, but he's got his one little eye, and my parents, he's the best. And we sometimes, depending on what the touring situation is, we have to leave him with my parents, like the grandparents.
Yeah.
And so we left him the last 4 days we had shows, and we left him, and it's like a child, like missing your child.
So your wife is going to be taking care of your dog while you're on the road.
No, I mean, she's going to be with me, and the dog will be with the grandparents.
Okay, got it.
Most of the time.
But when you break now for your first break, because you're going to be away for a couple days.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
We're here. We're right here for a couple days, hanging with the dog and the fam.
Okay,
and stuff.
got it.
It's nice. It's nice to be with the whole fam.
The love is just, it makes me jealous because it's all I want. But I also know that, I don't know, you're young. 24 is young.
Yeah.
Marriage is a big move.
It is a big move.
It's a defining thing. Do you remember having to talk to your parents about that and
Totally.
getting their advice? What they said?
It's really funny because it's, basically my parents, my mom and dad were like, don't get married till you're in your 30s and whatever else. And, I had some really terrible relationships before where they were like, don't do this ever, please. And then when they met Emily, my mom was like, yeah, go, do it. So it was interesting. It's the right person. It's all about the right person. And that's the thing. I think that's why timing just depends. I didn't imagine myself being married in my early 20s, but when you know. And so that was sort of the thing. And it's so funny because it's ironic because my mom was like, oh, don't get married till you're in your 30s. And now she's like, this dog is nice, but it's not a real grandchild. And we're like, yo, chill.
All right.
See, that's the thing.
Wait.
The marriage can come soon, but I don't know. The babies need to. You have a lot going on, man. And you have a lot to look after.
Yes.
You got
It's
yourself,
just
you
the
got a wife, you
dog.
got a career, you got a dog with one eye.
Exactly.
That's a lot.
Wink is like a little. He's a little prep, and if we even have to have my parents help with Wink, we're like, yo, we need to chill.
We can never have a child.
baby. It was cool to see. When we were on the road with Fall Out Boy and stuff, it was so interesting to watch Patrick have his baby on his chest after the shows and walking his dogs and just on the phone with people.
Being a dad.
Just being a dad and just the baby in these giant arenas. And that was cool. That was inspiring because I was like, I could see doing that one day. But it's definitely, I'm sure it's tough. It's tough
Yeah,
to,
I mean, you
travel
could
with him.
handle it.
Totally.
But the
yeah.
question is do you need to right now?
Not right now. I'm good for a bit. We're chilling. We want to travel.
And you got a lot of music to make too, and you're making a lot of music. Like,
Yeah.
how active are you in and out of the studio always?
I mean, it's pretty much daily, I'd say. Like we try not to, put too much pressure on it. You can't expect every day to be the best piece you've ever created. But I think that the consistency of writing and just trying to better your writing and trying to better your productions, Ryan's an incredible producer for Party Peoples and stuff. It's just like between the remixes we do for that and just, writing new stuff. I like to take breaks, but I also like to just keep digging in and feeling terrible about my writing and then feeling good about some of it and then knowing where that line is and knowing what feels the most authentic.
What is making you feel terrible about your writing?
Sometimes I think it's interesting. You compare yourself a lot to other artists or other bands or the writing or what they're writing about or whatever else, but you can't force any of that. You can only experience your own experiences and write about those experiences, and that's your experiences are different than anyone else's, and I think that that's important. You see what connects with people and you just want to connect. Like any band or artist, I think you want people to receive the music. It took me a long time to realize what success meant, and I think most recently I've figured out that it's not it's not millions of streams and those things are all great, but it's about that connection of like, what about my experience completely connects with your experience and makes you feel like whatever you're experiencing is okay to experience.
It's about what music
matters.
really is.
What it really is. But it's hard because, you get into it and people are like, hits, you got to have hits. Or you got to be on the and that's great. Like you want that to happen. But more than anything, it's about what you have to say from your own experience, not trying to copy anyone else's and trying to just make that, as authentic as possible to it so that someone else can receive that and be able to really see where you're coming from and they're coming from and we all connect. That's the best thing, community and a live show and noticing that. So
when you're living, are you trying to ignore the other pop music around you? Are you trying to take the good and the bad from it? Like, how do you process it?
I mean, I think it's inevitable that you're going to compare yourself or you're going to be jealous of other people's careers or moments or songs. Or like, oh, I wish I wrote that song or whatever it may be. I think that it's just like a part of that is accepting it. It's not, you can't help feeling those feelings. That's another thing. It's like you feel guilty feeling. It's like, oh, I should be so happy with where I'm at. But I think for me, I realize like it's okay that I feel this way and I'm going to let that go and I'm going to focus on this, which is what we're doing. And like, that's all good. And you got to be happy for those people, whatever they're doing,
Yeah.
And it's hard to accept that. It's hard to be like, okay, this person is killing it or this person, their first song came out and it blew up or like whatever it may be. And you're like, whoa, why did that not happen for us? But that's just a part of your own journey. Everybody has a different journey and you can't have jealousy or guilt or any of that stuff. You just have to be really, happy for those people and their journeys.
Your path in music has been really fascinating, right? Because it's, and from like the public's perspective, right? From my perspective, people first heard about you through YouTube and covers.
Yeah.
Like, is there a song you haven't covered? Like, I was just looking looking through YouTube.
Yes.
And I mean, it's barely. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know how many covers you ultimately put up to YouTube?
Oh,
like,
man,
how
so
many
many.
have you been featured on? I mean, there's dozens, if not like over 100.
Probably 100 or a couple hundred, maybe, depending. I mean, it was amazing, and it's been a while. I love the very random and strange journey I've had personally with music and covers and all that stuff. But yeah,
But you learn a lot from that, right? Like,
do.
what'd you learn from those experiences? Whether it was working with Kurt or working with YouTube, and also like taking apart songs and having them you have to make them your own.
Totally. I think what it's been really fun because for a while, it's not yours. So there's this stigma with, cover kids, like kids that just cover songs, get to a certain place, and then they don't have anything for themselves. And there's some amazing ones out there, like Alex Iano, I know, who was on the show. He did that too. There's so many amazing artists who have just covered so many songs, and now they're just releasing their own stuff. And I think my experience, it's been a couple of years since I stopped sort of just doing the cover thing. And in my experience, I felt so weird. I just felt weird because it wasn't ever mine. Like, it was like, when people come up to me like, oh, I love your covers, it's like, there's a part of it that you want to say, just you want to be really appreciative, but you're also like, wow, like, who am I? Like, you just like me covering other people's songs. And then you try to find the style. You're like, okay, hopefully they like my style.
That's what I was just going to say, right? It's the style that you bring to a song. It's the swag. It's the vocals. It's everything that you make.
Totally. But at the same time, it's like a feeling. It's a strange feeling of like, yes, but at the same time, if I have my own stuff, do you care about it? Like, So that's the strange
And that's
thing
also
of it,
emotional
you know?
for you too.
Totally.
To look at a channel and see, 10 videos have millions and millions of views, and then you release your own stuff.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and only has a couple 100,000.
Exactly. It's-
And granted, couple 100,000 is a lot, but it's
still awesome.
relative.
Exactly. And it's been interesting. And then on even what's fascinating about the whole ride of it is that because of those covers, then somehow we started this Party People's project, and the
And
first things we did were
our
these
covers,
were
that's
these
what I
covers.
was getting
But
to.
what's funny about it is that like somehow in the way we've done, they're covers, but in the
They're
electronic
different.
world,
Yeah.
like I guess it's a I don't know
a
really how to
remix.
explain
We
it.
call
Yeah, it's a
it we call
remix.
it
I guess
a
it's a
reboot.
remake or a
Yeah.
remake. I don't
Yeah.
know. So like people treat it as if like we're like, yo, Miss Jackson is not our song. That's Outkast's song. But it is really fascinating to see that crowd of music lovers think of it as yours.
Yeah.
It's really wild because it's like we like this Party People song, and we're like, it's not a Party People song, but thank you. Like, and so I guess it's
But
been
your vocals add
just
so much
depends.
to those records.
Thank you very much.
Seriously. I mean, and your production as well. But it's the two when they're together. But like Pony, love it.
Thank
I
you.
listened to Pony 3 times this morning.
Awesome.
Just to start my day and to remind myself,
Yeah.
I'll make love soon.
You're like,
Like,
you
you
remind
will.
yourself, you're like, I'm just a bachelor. Or, looking for a partner.
That's it.
In the Pony music video, whose idea was it to give you guys horse penises?
Horse penises.
That was our homie Alex, our buddy who actually manages the Fat Jew, is an old friend of mine and a friend of ours now, and has done a bunch of work with us.
he
and,
has a tattoo with him that is FQ. So
Yeah,
it's
it's just you. And so he's like a brilliant, creative nut job. Like the dude, he's the kind of dude that like definitely did a lot of drugs when he was a teenager and then
Yeah,
got
shows.
sober. Yeah, and then,
yeah.
but he retained that journey he went on, and
Oh,
so
I'm
creatively.
jealous of that.
So he is like, obviously, if you know anything about the Fat Jew, I mean, he's obviously nuts, and he's been doing all these crazy different social, like almost like viral event style things, whatever. And that's a lot of that is Alex, and Alex is
Yeah.
the one that wrote the treatment for the video, and he worked with a really talented animator named Dan Street, and just the first time he heard Pony on the spot, I was with him. And he goes right out. He showed us, listens to the whole song. He goes, okay, so what's basically gonna happen is that you're gonna have horse penises.
and we're like, all right, cool,
Yeah,
let's do
there's gonna
it.
be, there's gonna be like you're gonna unzip your pants and there's gonna be a pony coming out of your crotches. I was like, done. And we literally, I called him. I was like, this is what's
this
coming.
is
He's like,
it.
done.
But it was funny because I feel like we both like until like a couple weeks before when we started like sending it to people and stuff, we didn't really think of it as like horse penises. We were just like, oh yeah, the ponies emerged. It's like a trippy experience. And then all these people were like, why are there horse penises? And we were like, oh, this could be a little raw. Yeah, it could be
We
a
don't
little
even
raunchy.
think that it's like that.
Didn't-
It's that big of a deal.
Yeah,
and
we-
then there's obviously people from, depending on where you are in the world and how what your culture is like.
and how you
obviously-
respect the horse.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's so many
Yeah.
things that play into what people find funny, and obviously we're two just ball busting kids
Ridiculous
from New York.
half Jews from
yeah,
New York.
and so that's like nothing for us. But we think about there's, and the reaction was amazing because it was so polarizing. You had people that were like, "This is the best thing ever," and then you've had people that are like, "I don't understand." what like, and it's sometimes they come from different parts of the world where the humor just doesn't translate.
Yeah, but you want that, don't you?
No,
Yes.
totally.
We'd rather
would you
polarize than make it something where people go, "Oh, that's cool."
But I think,
That's nice.
but I think the polarizing element is like we would never want to do it to be polarizing.
Yeah.
I always think
No,
that's
just-
whack. But if it's something we're just like, yo, we have to make this weird experience, and that's
Yeah.
what we have a little trilogy series of the videos of them,
Yeah, we got
and we've
two more
kind of kept that in mind where we're just like, yo, we just have to do what we're excited about, what we want visuals to be, and not like think about what it will affect or people, how they, necessarily will feel about
Lead
it.
with art first, man.
Yeah, totally.
Party Peoples is really the forum of where the both of us we think of the craziest things that we can to do. Everything from just like the music to the content, all the stuff that we just do for fun. It's really that's where it's like the testing grounds for that. And then obviously from there, he keeps making his own music and it grows from there. That one hand washes the other.
That's it.
And it's a beautiful thing.
And you have a nice it's a nice base here because I
Yeah.
think Party Peoples is gonna really hit.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Honestly, I would work Pony to radio.
Ooh,
man.
baby, ooh, baby. Ooh.
I think it's so good.
Well, we got
Thank
another one
you.
coming with a collaboration with our friend Blau, and that's going to be really,
really excited for
banging.
that.
So yeah, we'll talk about that another time.
So who's running creative on this project and how is it divided? Is it you, Ryan?
No,
us
well,
together.
it's us together, but actually, we got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
The visuals that you see everywhere, like our
Oh,
animation.
Ananda, shout out Ananda.
Bastari is an amazing artist from.
Found her online. She was in
Indonesia.
Indonesia. She hit us up, and that
Yeah.
was all the whole
Really?
the
Yeah.
whole image of it. She sent me a portrait, and I was like, this is so. I loved her artwork, and
Yeah.
I was like, can you try this? And and then she's basically just created from our ideas into her artwork.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see how the internet really does connect to the world in such a beautiful way. We're like, when we come to Jakarta, let's chill. Like, yo,
Dinner on me.
it was good.
It's great because obviously, I mean, we're not the first people. We won't be the last to do animation from, you know, kind of what we're doing, but it definitely has resonated in that respect where the brand, you know, the branding part of it really makes it easy to do because we go to play shows and we have our own faces that are
I
built
love them.
and it's great because people love to just, they're like, oh, can I have one? And then they take the photo with it. So, you know, we just, like you said before, we just really want, no matter what we're doing, we want people to connect with it on like a human level of just like, are you having a good time? That's what matters. Are you having a good time?
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
If you're not having a good time, then we're doing it wrong, man.
We had
You
a
know?
show, one of our shows my favorite was with the faces. This guy was in the audience and he was like trying to take a picture. He was looking at me and he was like, no, put the face up. I don't want to see your face.
Yeah.
I was like, oh snap.
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
tight.
But maybe that's the thing.
That is the thing.
That is, I mean,
totally.
I know, but like, yeah.
It's really part of it. It's so that it basically becomes, the project becomes bigger than just us.
Yes.
It's not about me or him. It's
Yeah,
about our
totally.
characterization. It's like just the embellished version of our personalities animated. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Will you guys be releasing original songs under
Yeah,
Party
yeah.
Peoples?
Yeah,
And
that's
we're-
what we are working on right now, and it's been going great because it's like, you know, we're just having, like I said, we're
Dude,
having fun with it. But no
this
matter
is
what,
fun.
yeah,
It's fun, man.
cool, man. Yeah, there'll be some stuff coming real soon. Yeah.
Okay, so Party People's Originals, the remixes,
Yeah.
that's running parallel to Max.
Always the same time.
You're going on tour with Nash.
Nash, yes indeed.
Lights Down Low is such an incredible record.
Thank you very much.
It has been on my playlist for weeks. I listen to it at least twice a day. It is so beautiful. You wrote it about Emily.
I wrote about Emily.
Did you? So gross, bro. You proposed to her with that
I
song.
proposed to her with the song, yes indeed.
Oh, that's cute.
Can
It
you explain that moment to me?
Yeah,
Can you
totally.
take me to it?
Of course, yeah. Oh my gosh, I
Take
can
us
always
back.
take you always there. Yeah, so we had a little joke when we just started dating where we would, you know, we would text about this dream world where we would have like a harp player on our terrace, and like we'd be in this like little paradise world. And she's into chocolate, of course. So I, you know, there's like chocolates on the pillows. Like there's actually pillows of chocolate. Like that's what it is. And so for our first date, we had it in Chicago. At this place, Soho House, and so of course, Soho House. Okay. You know, she was a member there though. She was whining and dining me. So
was the cool one.
She was the cool one. And so the story was that we were on tour there, and I surprised our mutual best friend who introduced us. We schemed, and we were there for a show. And she brought her to breakfast and then brought her into this room. And it was the first place that, you know, I had my first date with her. I had the harp player and I sang the song to her. And my parents were my little Hobbit parents were in the back. And they didn't fly. They flew the ring out because it was my grandma's diamond that we got into her ring. So it finished the day before I
Oh, wow.
proposed.
That's stressful.
The day before. So they flew out and they were just like in the corner watching, and I proposed to her. And and I sang the song to her, but it was also like, we have the video where I'm just like sort of laughing because it's like, we both know I'm like proposing, but I'm singing and the harp player is really sweet. But it was incredible. It was a moment we'll never forget.
Beautiful. Now, if God forbid it ends, do you ask for the ring back because
Yes,
Grandma's
of
diamonds
course-
in there?
nah, yeah. Yo, so
She's like, nope, it's mine now.
she's like, nah.
Grandma's diamond, bro.
What's
Sorry,
good?
Grandma.
Yeah, totally.
There's so many comments online saying the song just makes me cry every time. Were you expecting that when you put it up?
No, man. You know, honestly, I'll be straight with you guys. It's been a very wild journey with this song. Like everything from, you know, a lot of people not wanting me to be open about my marriage and open about the story of the song to, you know, and just like essentially just telling me not to be who I am. And that was probably one of the most intense moments of my life, realizing either I can say no to people, really for the first time. I'm a yes guy. I've been a yes guy for a long time. And this experience made me more of a no guy for things. And I said, like, no, this song is about my wife. My wife is going to be in the video. Like, it's not going to be some random girl just because she's famous or some shit like that. Like, it's going to be because I love this person and this song is for her.
So-
and I don't care if it does anything. So it was like the
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was essentially, sorry, the point being
no.
that I guess what's beautiful about it is that I didn't expect it, but because of the journey, it's so rewarding to have people connect with it that much, knowing that we fought so hard to make it our song and make sure that people knew it was our song, and now it's their song.
So what? Management didn't want you to say you were married?
You know,
they didn't want to put your wife in it?
No, just you know, no names or no people. Just, you know, we all know how this world
Yeah.
of music is. It's like, who's dating who? What's good? Like, yo, what's the cover of that thing? Is he dating this celebrity? And it's like, you can't deny that it works. We as a culture, as a society, we want to know who Katy Perry is dating now, who these people are dating now, and that's a part of their lives. We want to be a part of people's lives.
Yeah.
We want to feel like we know their stories. And when the story's the same, it's scary, I think, for certain, for the music world. It's like, oh, so you're going to be with just this one person forever? Like, where's the story there? Then that gets boring.
Yeah.
But I think the beautiful thing, so beautiful about this day and age, is that things that are real are resonating with people, because you know what? Not everybody has to just, screw 30 people and like date 1 million people. That's dope, but you don't have to do that to live a happy life. And I think that that's so important to make sure people know that you can be a person who gets married at 24 and have the dopest life, because I love my life, or you can be 24 and like be living your life and like dating new people every day, and that's freaking dope too. But just making sure that people understand that both are rad and you can do that.
And it must feel good to say no.
Oh man, it was so hard. It was like so hard, but now that it's something that people are resonating with, it feels amazing. It was the scariest thing in my life.
You're right now.
I was like, maybe I'll never have a career then. I'm like, yo, dang, am I gonna just lose everything I've ever worked for? And that was scary, but it's awesome now.
Have you had a thought where like you maybe thought about maybe not doing it anymore, or taking a break, or taking a rest?
Nah, I couldn't do it. I actually stopped acting because I was like, you
gotta
only wanted
go in.
music. Yeah, I mean, I was getting like a lot of auditions every week, which I realized friends of mine who are actors would love to have that many auditions. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I just want to do this and once I started saying no once, I started saying no a lot. I was like, I'm just doing music now. Sorry guys, like maybe acting one day again, whatever.
But see, that would scare the shit out of me, because like acting is consistent, guaranteed money in a sense.
Scares my dad too.
Yeah. You've been doing it forever. You had all these opportunities, and now, and not saying that this isn't consistent, but like you always kind of live in a gray area.
Yeah.
Like, who is funding everything now? Your video for Light Sound Low.
Yeah.
The orchestra, everything. I mean,
I just spend all the money we ever make back into our stuff. I mean,
so it's you. You have no major. You have no nothing.
I mean, we got people helping out, but I mean, the majority, when we do an orchestral version, that's not something that a label or anybody like that is usually being like, yo, hell yeah, we'll jump in on that. Yeah, and that's dope. That's dope. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, we want to be able to, you got to spend the money on the things that are, essential, and those things are not always essential. But to me, I really want to do that experiment and try that experience, and I'm willing to.
Well, because it's beautiful and it's real art, and
totally,
it really it's worth it in the end.
It's so
always.
worth it. And it was, and I mean, it's just like, in my mind, I don't really need much. I got a great fan. We could be living out of a van, which we normally do, and so I don't really, the money of it is not really a concern. I'd rather spend it back into creating more with what we're doing.
Well, I'll jump in on this one too, to say is that, like, when you have your own leverage and you're not necessarily depending, with labels and all that stuff, it's a great thing if you, if that's what works for you. But in the end, it's like it's a loan from a bank.
Yeah, of course.
And the more leverage you have and the ability to like kind of, self-fund this stuff, it just means that you have all the ability to say yes or no, or this is what I want, this is what I don't want, and no one can tell you what to do. And honestly, in the right hands, like, you can go so much farther. So I just think it's great that, like, not just him, obviously, like a lot of artists are able to do it now without a label, and it's fantastic, because really, like, Chance the Rapper, perfect example, someone that just knows what they're doing and has great people around him, obviously, but in the end, it's like no one's telling him what to do, man.
We got a label.
That's how you get horse penises.
Yes, that's why we had horse penises.
Yeah, I say like label,
definitely.
But, with the big money,
no, exactly.
It's great when there's like the label's the last piece of the puzzle when it comes down to it. Is like you do everything you can on your own.
The money is the label is literally only for money for people who don't have it.
Yeah,
but we got Bob Wild back here, Slave Bob.
No, you know what I mean. Like getting you in the doors that you can't get yourself into. There's a lot of stuff that you still, as an independent artist, can't just necessarily walk into your.
You don't have the label leverage.
Yeah,
there's some money.
Totally get it.
Yo, what's good?
$1.
No, we do, and we have a wonderful label. By the way, I just want to say that, like, it doesn't mean that we're lucky that we have people who do fund our crazy ideas and help us, but we also fund our own stuff when we want to make orchestral versions. So I just want to say, like, I think it's important to make sure that you are with people that believe in your vision, and that could be anybody. That could be a major label. That could be your mom. Whatever.
And I have $1, so here we are.
Now I have $1. What's good, guys?
Get a soda.
Taco Bell.
There you go.
Did you go to Nash with the verse for Lights Down Low, or did you have him write it original?
Oh, he actually. So I don't. The idea for it was really interesting. We actually have a brilliant manager's name, JD. We call him Yoda, and like Yoda, like actually how we started Party People is we call it the dark lunch, where we sat there and we were just in a bad cave. Like everything was really bad at the time, and he was like, why don't you guys do stuff together? And we looked at each other, we're like, oh yeah, it's been like 3 years. Why don't we do stuff? Yeah. So this same guy was like, I hung with your friend Nash the other day. You guys should do something together. And I was like, oh yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Smartest guy in the world.
It's so smart. So it's always the simple little things. And so I just hit him up and I was like, what would make sense? And then I realized, I was like, well, actually I could really hear him on Lights Down Low. And so I literally sent him the song, and 5 hours later, the verse you hear is what it was. Like he was, that day was just like, oh, I'm actually recording stuff today. And like, yeah, let me see what I can come with. And he did. So the universe has very interesting, wonderful moments, and he's awesome. So
beautiful.
Well, you mentioned the music video, and before I watched the behind the scenes part, I didn't realize how big of a production that was.
Yeah,
I thought it was just like a camera on your bed.
Totally.
And that was it.
Yeah.
But like you said, you were in makeup for 8 hours for that old man.
It was intense. Yeah, a lot of people who see the video, it's beautiful they connect with it, and it doesn't matter. Like, that's the whole thing of behind the scenes. Like, it doesn't matter what they know it took to make it. If they connect, awesome. But a lot of people are like, oh, it's such a simple video. And every time I say that, I'm like, yeah, totally.
Nice.
No, but every piece of furniture, we had a furniture guy who, like, in the video, you see furniture is changing the whole time. Like, we mapped out every second. Essentially, every moment that you see is mapped out, and that's why it took us about 3 months to do the video.
That video was 3 months?
I mean, the shooting was 2 days, but the planning of it, like everything from how does this transition to this transition, which character is here and whatever else. Like, so that took a while. And yes, so in the video, it is Emily and I that become the older people. Every phase is actually, a lot of people think we hired other actors, but it's actually us. So we had wonderful people who were amazing prosthetic people, and they gave me a bald cap, and we did, the prosthetics took like 8-9 hours to do.
And you're only old on screen for like 3 seconds.
3 seconds, of course. But it was worth it. We wanted to make sure that at the end, when she passes away, it really is like, that's the moment. We've grown old together. We look old because that's what we hopefully will look like. Because I was like, yo, I want this mustache when I'm old.
You look good.
And it was that moment of like saying, even if it only lasts 3 seconds, we have to commit to it and do it. And so it was crazy. It was definitely prosthetics, man. When they told us that like Jim Carrey and the Grinch spent like 12 hours a day in the chair and then acted.
Painful.
It's like it is very painful. It's worth it, but like so not a rad experience to just sit there. Like,
who is leading the creative and planning charge? Is it like the three of you on a music video like this, or like?
Oh man,
how do you divide and conquer?
Totally. I mean, Jade Ellers, who's like one of my best friends, we call each other Bae before Bae. He does almost all of our music videos, which is awesome.
Okay.
Live ones, and with this one, him and Brendan Walter, those were our two directors. They've done a lot of my music videos, and they were the guys that with this one, sometimes we put a music together in a month and it's cool, but this was the one where we were like, let's make sure that this all together. So it's the most collaborative experience, which was
And
amazing.
you picked the right song. I think this song is timeless, dude. I think
Thank
it's going to be
you.
around for a very long time and people are going to be listening to it.
I'm delighted to hear that.
It's a beautiful record.
Thank you, dude.
I saw people asking online, do you know how many bedroom sets you went through on that music video?
Yeah, what do you think, babe? Because Emily also helped. Emily also, she does styling, but also she did the styling she worked with the furniture director on which furniture pieces we wanted to use, like what we would actually like. How long did it take, babe?
It was like 4 different rooms, but then within those different rooms, we switched out the lamps, so we switched out the curtains like you would in your own room.
Yeah.
Curtains, let's get new ones.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was a whole room.
There was
Oh, wow.
so many Yeah, they sent us so many pieces. We picked probably from like 150 pieces. Like we picked like 30 or 40. Just because, and there's a salt lamp in it that was like from the beginning and the end, and the new couple coming in, and the salt lamp. And funny enough, that same couple was in the first visualizer video of ours. So we wanted like all these strange little things that are connected that we know that not everybody's going to see, but that was something we wanted to make sure was there. And they're actually a couple now. They met on the video, and now they're a couple, and that's so dope. We were so stoked.
All right.
It was crazy. And actually, the director, I know, right? So it keeps happening. The director, the makeup artist and the director are now together too. They met that day,
Wow,
and they're
look
together.
At you.
Dude, there's a
Making
lot of love
We're
that
really-
happens around you.
It's like a strange little addiction for Emily and I. We love matchmaking. We're like, ooh, we got another one.
Maybe
And
Dan and
so-
I will start dating soon.
Look at that.
Yeah.
No,
Dude,
you want to
I
hook
would
me
be
up with
honored.
somebody?
I got you.
Please.
No, we will.
I'm not that bad. Like, I got a lot of
I'm not.
flaws. I got a lot of flaws, but
That's his tagline. I'm not that bad.
I'm not that bad.
That's how you sell them.
there's a few things that are, quality about me.
Yeah, you got so much quality, baby.
Thanks.
New Year's, we know what's up.
I-
New Year's, yeah.
we know.
We know it's good.
Lights Down Low. It's such a great record. I'm so excited for you to perform it.
Thanks, man.
It's featuring Nash. If you haven't heard it, come on, you listen to it. But I'm sure you've heard it by now because this song, it's everywhere and it's growing. I mean, does that feel good to watch the spins grow on Spotify, to watch the views grow?
It's amazing. It's the best feeling. It's like to be able to sing it 1,000 times and promote it is like, certain songs you do it and that's great. But with this one, it doesn't get old because it means so much to us. So it's the greatest honor.
Well, we mentioned this a few weeks ago when we saw you, but was it almost a blessing in disguise for the Jake Miller tour to be canceled? Because now you have your own stuff. You're on tour with Nash. You were out with Diplo. You're doing a lot because of that.
Dude, the universe works in mysterious ways. We've never had a tour canceled. And, I think that for everybody involved, Jake, I wish him the best. And I think, when those certain things don't happen, it hurts. Mm-hmm. But then you have to realize that there's a reason that it didn't happen, and that's okay. And you move on from it. So we've had the best time the last month that we would have been on the Jake tour, and I'm sure we would have had a great time on that. But I'm really glad that it worked out the way it did.
That's awesome.
It's been cool.
Are you ready to go on the road with Nash?
Oh yeah, man. We're gonna have a little party. We got Sweater Beast too, is a homies of ours, and it's a good lineup. So it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
And Rosa is his everything. They have a very similar relationship to Emily and I. So we're just gonna have a little couple.
Oh, it's gonna be super coupley, and
be super.
You're gonna be
cute.
miserable.
And we're actually renaming the tour to.
Headphones.
It's not the sleepover tour anymore. It's tour.
How do you spell that?
How do you spell it, Ryan?
I would say it's an OGHHHHH.
We have it on shirts. It's gonna be exciting.
Maybe a CH.
There's an L in there somewhere.
And when do we have a Party People show?
Dude,
we're up in San Francisco this weekend, but LA, I don't know if we can announce it yet, but in May.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a good one. Yeah.
Cool.
We're stoked, man. We're popping up on a lot of festivals this summer too, which we're excited about.
It's
cool.
Party Peoples, man.
Party Peoples, baby.
I'm feeling it, dude.
Dancing around.
It's a dance party, man.
I'm feeling it.
Oh my gosh, I'm delighted.
Cheers.
We'll
Max
have
and
you guys
Party
on tour.
Peoples. Anything else on anybody's mind?
Just quickly, do you ever miss living in New York, or you
Dude,
kind of done with it?
You go back and forth.
Yeah, we go back and forth, but yeah, whenever we're away from it, I mean, it's beautiful here right now, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But there's definitely an energy of New York that I love coming back to. There's a certain hustle or just feeling there that is sort of irreplaceable. So I mean, but it's also nice to have a break from it because it can get very intense.
We have two homes.
We have two
Yeah, LA and New York are
homes.
definitely both our homes. It's nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, what's that team called? The Hell's Kitchen?
Oh, the Hell's Kitchen Associates.
Yep.
Yeah, they're good, dude. They're good. They're good kids. You know what I realized though? It's just cool because again, in the internet, you realize there's all these great people out there, and you can either treat it as numbers, as a masses, and it's just like hopefully people help, or you realize that every number is a specific person, and actually reaching out to that person and being like, hey, thank you for being with me for however many years. And do you want to, just be even more a part of this? And it was cool. We were actually in Santa Fe, and two kids that were a part of that came out and they helped. We had a meet and greet, and they helped do the line and helped Emily with merch.
Dude.
And it was cool. These
That
kids
is music, bro.
It's amazing, man. It was super fun to see that these kids, these people, these adults, whoever they are, they have dreams and aspirations, and it's cool to be a part of it all together.
Yeah, that's very vintage. Growing up in the Long Island, New Jersey, New York, music scene.
Yeah.
Street teams were a big deal.
It's
and
fun, man.
Getting groups of people together who care about your music
Yeah.
and gathering at shows and helping with merch and doing whatever you need because it's a team effort.
Yeah.
Totally.
You feel
Totally.
so connected to the music. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Totally. I'm glad you guys dig.
Dude, big fan of yours.
Big fan of yours,
as
man.
always, forever.
Whole squad. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm always glad to be
Lights
here.
Down Low, featuring Nash.
Thanks, guys.
Max, Ryan, Party People.
Thank you for watching.
And
Contact
Emily.
us for the $1. We'll see you guys soon.